Hey everybody, welcome to another Tuesday Live Lunch with Laura. I am Laura LaCursi, and I would like to just take a quick minute and welcome all of our newest members. I hope you guys know that this is a safe place for you, and if you're just starting on your journey and you have questions, please feel free to answer them. Everybody will jump in and help you wherever and whenever they can. And for the members that have been with us for a while, just want to say hello. And if you guys have any questions, please let us know. So today, what we're going to talk about is I'm going to answer some of the questions. I like to usually do this at the end of the month. I like to take the questions that come in as you guys enter the group over each month and then answer them towards the end. And I basically picked the top 3 that we had this month that I thought would be most beneficial for everybody in the group. And so the first one is, what systems can I create or maintain for efficiency? So one thing that's really important to remember, and I know I talk about this a lot, but the most successful businesses have systems in place for just about everything, because it really does help you not only run more efficiently, but it also helps keep all of the areas of your business consistent, because you're going to have one process that's really easy to follow for each area, and you're not just going to be trying to fly by the seat of your pants all the time, because I promise you're not going to get far doing that. So I'm going to go over 5 areas that you really can't, and I'm just going to take a high level view of these areas, and that's because I really do dig into these quite a bit in some of the past Facebook Lives that I've done. And if there are some of these that you really want to explore more, make sure that you either search for it in our group, or you can go to the Elite VA Hub. If you're not a member of that yet, you can join the resource area. That we have that resource vault. We have all kinds of free downloads, and all of our Facebook Lives are categorized in there. So if there's something that I'm going over now and you'd like more information on, you'll be able to catch it in the resource vault as well, and on YouTube. So the first one is marketing. And just remember that marketing and sales are 2 totally different things. Marketing is passive. So what you want to be able to do, and it's really simple, you just want to set up a consistent marketing plan. And you can do this monthly, you can do it weekly. The only thing I wouldn't suggest is trying to figure out what you're going to do on a daily basis, because again, you're going to be scrambling, and flying by the seat of your pants is not going to bode very well. So just set up a consistent schedule. If you decide that you want to post 3 times a week, then go ahead and set up your schedule so that you have 3 posts every single week going out. If you are starting to build an email list, even if you only have a few people on it, still be consistent about sending out those newsletters however you want to do that, bi-weekly, weekly, if you want to do it every month to get started. But you want to make sure that you get in the habit of being consistent. Some people get deterred because they're like, well, I only have like 10 people on my list. I just started. It's okay. Those 10 people are going to consistently see that newsletter coming out. So, and make sure that you have some good content in there. But again, consistency is going to be the key to every single part of your business. And that's why processes are so important. The second one is selling. Again, selling is completely different than marketing. Selling, you are actually going out and you're reaching out to people. You are reaching out to let people know that you're there. You're letting people know about your services and what you do, what you're going to do for them. So you want to have an outreach strategy. So maybe that's some type of wherever your client is hanging out at, you want to consistently set aside X amount of hours, either every day or every week. Remember, these are like part of those non-billable hours that we're working in our business, but they're very important. So make sure that you are setting up time consistently to reach out to people, to build your list, to build those relationships, because relationship building is huge, and it's really what's going to help you grow and then eventually get those referrals. And you want to have a follow-up strategy. Again, a consistent follow-up strategy. So as you're bringing in these potential people or these prospects, you want to make sure that you have some type of a consistent follow-up plan in place so that you're keeping in touch with them all the time. And that can consist of many different things. You know, you could be checking in with them on a regular basis personally, or you can make sure that they are on your email list and that you are reaching out to them regularly. So again, it really just depends on what type of business you're setting up, but making sure that you have that consistent outreach and follow-up so that you're always staying in front of these people and staying top of mind. You also want to have a process as you bring in these potential clients or a prospect process. So these might not be people that are ready to buy from you, but they are people who are interested in talking to you and getting more information. So you want to make sure that, you know, when you have your discovery call with somebody, that you have the same consistent process in place each time you talk to somebody so that you're not missing information or you're giving out different information here and there and you're not giving them some information as well. So, you know, that could be having a specific list of questions that you're going to ask them. Remember, when you're talking to somebody, you also want to make sure that they are doing more of the talking and you are doing more of the listening. But you will have to prompt them with the right questions in order to get the information that you need. And then you also want to make sure that you are getting all of the information that you need to do the proper follow-up if they aren't ready to, you know, buy or sign on with you right away. So it could be as simple as just making sure that you have their first and last name, a phone number, and an email. It's always good to have 2 different ways that you can contact them. Maybe it's even, you know, if it's somebody that likes text messages, make sure that you're asking those questions like, when can I follow up with you? What is the best form of communication for me to follow up with you? So when I say to have the right list of questions so that you can get this process set up, it's going to involve, you know, different things like that. But then it's always going to be consistent with every potential person that you are talking to. Then when it comes to bringing on these clients, you want to have a streamlined client onboarding process. And this really just makes you stand out over people that don't have this. I always suggest a video call for this. Actually, discovery calls are really good to do, video as well. Not everybody loves doing that, and I don't really mean as far as a VA, but I would like clients coming in, sometimes they just want to do a call if they're in their car or something. They might not be able to do a video call, but the more they can actually see you and kind of get to know you, the better chance you have of landing them as a client. So the client onboarding call, again, it's going to be a process that you're going to set up. Try to have that be a video call so that the potential client that you're going to be working with knows that they need to set aside a certain amount of time, whether it's 30 minutes or it's an hour, so that you guys can really dig in the beginning and be able to go through the process that you've set up of, you know, think of it as a what to expect type of call. Like, this is what you can expect as we work together. And this is a great place to start setting up those boundaries, you know, any boundaries that you're going to set for yourself, understanding any boundaries that your clients might have, making sure that everyone's expectations are, you know, openly communicated with one another. So having that process in place is really huge. And again, it will help because every time you bring on a client, you are bringing them on the same way. And of course, processes are always meant to be tweaked and upgraded, but so it's not something that's set in stone, but you want to have something you can start with and then build on. And then have a payment process in place. You know, and don't make it complicated. Just make sure that you're getting paid for your services up front, not at the tail end of them. And just make sure that you have that in place. So actually, when you're talking to people, you know, when they understand that, hey, I already have all of these processes set up, I have all of this in place, working with me is going to be a very, you know, simple, easy way for you to be able to offload your work to me, because these are the processes that I have set up already. So a billing process can be as simple as sending them a PayPal invoice and having them pay it. So, but obviously the more systematized and the more processes that you have in place, the more professional you're going to appear. And the easier, honestly, the easier it is going to be for you as you bring on clients and work with them. It's going to be so much easier for you to just constantly rinse and repeat these processes. And the next question I had, which was actually, I believe it was the same person, and it really falls in line with having these processes, is how can I run my business more professionally? And the number one answer to that is to have these processes in place. I can't tell you how much different a potential client is going to look at you when they know that you are structured enough, that you have these in place. And it's not that they're going to be perfect, especially if you're just starting out. I'm not saying that everything has to be laid out perfectly, but just knowing that you've put forth the effort and put some thought into that, and then be able to expand on it, makes a huge difference over somebody who hasn't done that yet. You also want to be responsive. You know, the worst thing to do is to ever leave somebody, whether it's a prospect or it's a client, is just to leave them hanging, wondering if you ever saw the message that they sent you. So, and I don't expect you to be on call 24 hours a day, but you really need to be responsive in order to run a professional business. It could be having, and this could be part of your process. Somebody emails me, I will respond within 2 hours. And it doesn't have to be the answer that they're looking for. It simply has to be, I received your message. As soon as I get back to the office, or as soon as I have an answer for you, I will get back to you. It's just letting them know, I saw it, I'm taking care of it, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Some might call it courtesy, but it really is down to being responsive. You want to over communicate with every single client. And, you know, sometimes it might sound like you're actually being elementary, but you're not, because when you are working virtually with somebody, there is a lot that's lost in that personal interaction that you have when you are sitting next to somebody or you're in the same room with someone. So you have to be really clear, and you have to be really specific, and you have to, you know, be able to ask questions. And all of that goes into being able to always over communicate with your clients. You want to be proactive and not reactive. So if you foresee something or you have a question, don't be that person that sits back and says, I'm not really sure what to do, so I'm just going to wait to hear back from them. No, you're going to lose people really quickly that way. So you always want to be proactive. When you're in a reactive mode, all you're doing is putting out fires. That's all you're doing. You spend all of your time doing that, and it ends up being a huge waste of time. So if you have questions, if you're not sure about something, don't think that you're bugging somebody. I promise you, 99.9% of the people would rather have you reaching out to them to clarify something than to sit back and not have something be done. So it kind of goes back to over communicating, but part of that piece is being proactive. You want to be reliable. You don't want you don't want to be that VA. And trust me, I've seen them. I have seen so many, I've seen so many things happen with clients, with our agency. You want to be reliable. You don't want to be that person that always has something happening, right? I'm sorry, I can't work today because I have to run Johnny and Jane and Joey here, and the next day somebody's sick, and the next day it's this. You know what? You need to be open and honest with people, but you also need to be able to organize yourself and organize your life. And if you do, I mean, obviously, you know, we're human, things pop up, but you don't want to always have an excuse for everything. So you want to be that really reliable person, and it could even be as simple as being responsive. Hey, I'm sorry, I had this pop up. I'll be back in the office in a couple hours and I'll take care of it then. So these really all work together, as you can see, but they are really important points that I always like to hammer home with people. And just remember, the more professional that you can be with your clients, the faster you're going to build your business, because they are going to be referring you. And like I always say, I know that I sound like a broken record, but a referral-based business is the best business you can build. In the beginning, it's not easy to start a business, but once you start it, once you're good, once you're professional and you prove yourself, the referrals will start coming in because people will start talking to one another. The next question that I had is, what is the best software and tools to run my business? Now, I did do a Facebook Live on this last month in June. I think it was like around the beginning of June. So again, if you want to catch it, you can go back to YouTube. You can search for it in the group or go to elitevahub.com and just jump into the resource vault. It's free. It is in there. So I'm going to give you the top, let's see, I have 7, I think, 7 tools that you can use to run your business. They're all free. And as you grow, you can, get some of the whistles and bells of the paid versions, but to get started, you only need the free, the basics. The first one I always recommend is having some type of a CRM, a client relationship management system, to house all of your information, all of your prospect information, so that you can follow up with them, so that you have all of the notes from all of your conversations, and so that you have a nice, easy way, a nice, easy place to go back to and be able to see everything that's going on, all of the people that have come to you, and be able to follow up with all of those notes from everything that you took and really be able to look like you're on the ball. You want a home base for all of your knowledge, information, and an easy way for people to contact you. You can do a free website using Wix. You can also use your LinkedIn profile. If that's all you have right now, but it's got all of the information on there as far as your articles, your digital resume, a way for people to reach out to you and contact you, then just use that for now. I do recommend a website. It really is just a good place for you to house your information and have a really simple way for people to reach out to you. But if that's just not what you have right now, at least use your free LinkedIn profile as well. You want a scheduling tool so that people can easily schedule a call with you. Use Calendly. It's free. I think you get one event on there for free. So like if it's a 30-minute discovery call, you want to be able to have that button everywhere. So have it on your website, put it on your, call to action on your website, have it at the bottom of your email signature so that people, when you're emailing people, they can easily schedule a call with you. You want to have some type of scheduling tool so that people can easily get on your calendar so that you can hopefully land them as a client. You want to have payment processing, right? PayPal, it's free. It's free to set it up. It's not going to cost you anything on the front end. If you use their goods and services feature, like for a business, there is like a little bit of a processing fee, but that'll come out. It's not going to come out up front. It'll come out once the client pays. So, but you want to have a payment processing or a way to process those payments. MailChimp, free. It's completely free. I personally am not a huge MailChimp fan, but it's what I used when I started, my business. And like I said earlier, I started with, when you're just starting out and you only have a very small list, you still want to be consistent. You don't want to be paying for things when you're brand new and, every penny matters. So use MailChimp and just schedule those newsletters so that you're always staying in contact with people that you've already talked to, or that people are just interested in getting on your list for when they are ready to, get your services. Hootsuite, right? Because you're going to need to be doing some social media, right? Our passive marketing that we talked about. So you can use Hootsuite. You get 3 platforms on there that you can use for free, and set that stuff up ahead of time so that, again, you've got that schedule and you are consistently getting your information out regularly on these different platforms. And Canva. So if you want to be making some, some free downloads for people to opt into your email list or for your social media posts and you want some help with the graphics, use Canva. Their free version, you get so much with it. It's amazing. And the templates that they have are so easy You can, swap out the colors so that you have your branded graphics and you're good to go. It's really easy to use. So I hope this helped, especially those of you that just came in new in the month of July and asked these questions. And if you guys have additional questions or comments, please feel free to put them in, below here, and I will make sure that I get in and answer any of them. Again, if you guys would like to go back to any of the past Facebook Lives, please join our free resource area if you haven't yet at elitevahub.com. You can set up and go in there. Again, we have downloads. We have all of our Facebook Lives in there that are all categorized for you. I also have a masterclass that is free. It is the ultimate 5-step system to a wildly profitable virtual assistant business. You can find that at elitevahub.com/masterclass. And if you're ready to fast track your way to a profitable and sustainable virtual assistant business, you can join us in the VA School. And there's more information on that at elitevahub.com/VA-school. So again, I just want to thank you guys for being with me today. Any questions, leave them below, and I will be back here next Tuesday. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and enjoy the rest of your week. Take care, everyone.